Hello again. This is Grow Your Own with PACE. That's Practical Actions for Climate and the Environment. It's a little while since we've done any filming, but we thought we'd pick up the harvest. With all this work that we've been putting in, then it's nice to see what sort of crops we're going to get. So here's a few things that we've already harvested. Some nice onions this year, look. Some shallots here, they're nice as well, and some lovely garlic. Other things we've harvested already were the broad beans, so they're mostly in the freezer now, as are the peas. Very interesting shock with the peas because they were supposed to be March 2 peas, but they weren't. So we had to pot all the peas, and we popped all those in the freezer. What else have we had? Oh yes, potatoes. We've dug all our potatoes. We've got other crops in there. We'll show you in a minute. So we'll take a couple of these. We're going to sort of make up a trug as we go around. So say a few onions in there. I'll have some shallots. And maybe a clove of garlic. Garlic's done well, look, so just take that piece off. There we go, so there's a start. Right, let's see where we've got any carrots then. You remember we put the carrots underneath this mesh to stop the carrot fly, so we'll pull that up. I've been thinning the carrots during the course of the spring and summer, so they're gradually getting bigger. Enough, so there's the carrots underneath, so we can go in there and pull a few carrots now. All different sizes, of course. Actually, there are different types here as well. There's some stump rooted ones, some longer rooted ones. We might be able to find some other types here as well. There we go, some little ones, some big ones. So I'll just take the tops off those. They come to a reasonable size now. We've been eating all the thinnings, of course, all the little ones all the way through. And now we're getting something substantial. Different types. A lot of that type. There's quite a few of these stump-rooted ones there as well. They're quite interesting. And here's another variety, a long Chantenay red variety. So lots of different types. And no carrot fly. Whoa, that's exciting, isn't it? No holes in the carrots. Okay, so courgettes. This is an amazing courgette plant, this one. It's done extremely well. It's got quite a bit of white flower on it, look. It isn't stopping it producing courgettes. Let's go down and get a couple. There's one there. Try not to let them get too big. There's a nice courgette there. And there's another one there. So this plant's producing what, 2, 3, 4 a day at the moment. Got what, 3 cucumbers on at the moment. This one's about ready, so I'll have that one. Not dead straight like you get in the supermarkets, but it'll taste better. Now we've got a gem squash growing here. Here they are, look, and these two down at the bottom here are ready. They'll be lovely roasted, perhaps stuffed with some tomatoes and things like that. Garlic and tomatoes. Let's get that one off. Are you underway? We've got other squashes growing as well. This is a butternut squash. That's one of the favourites for everybody, isn't it? There's another one there, look. So they're coming and climbing over this archway. Now, green beans, or French beans. These are climbing French beans here. So picking some of those. Picking the nice small ones here. I don't want them too big and tough, because we're going to eat these as green beans. So they're doing quite well. And then these, a lot of these we're going to leave, so I take all the green beans off from down below. Any that are close to the ground, take those off. The slugs tend to get those. But all the rest of these, then we'll leave these to grow forward as dried beans. So these will be black beans eventually inside there. The reason we do that is partly because the runner beans are in producing now, so we don't need to eat these now. So here we're picking some flat beans. These are the Pantheon beans. You remember us planting those, sowing the seed a while ago now. So do the same with these. We can eat these as green beans now, but again, if I leave them to grow through to maturity, then we can have these in the winter in bean stews and so on. But then as white beans, there are white beans inside here when they're mature, so we'll harvest those later on. But at the moment we can get a few green beans off them, so that's nice. Okay, well here's the runner bean row, so they're producing now. One type of bean that we planted, which we don't eat as green beans, these are bolotti beans. You can see they're lovely pods coming now, and so these are just for dried beans in the winter. Their pods are really attractive. They're doing very well on this fence. And some chard. Chard's very versatile stuff, so it's here the whole year if we need it. Some lovely colours as well, look at that. Red ones, white ones, yellow ones. Rainbow chard, beautiful stuff. You can use the stems in stir fries and the tops just like spinach. Yeah, so yeah, some beetroot. Right, so there's a few beetroot in the tray. A bit disappointed with the beetroot this year. It's all quite small. It's been a very dry year, I suppose. Difficult to keep everything moist. So anyway, they're nice small, so they'll be fine. Yeah. So tomatoes. So they're getting ripe now, so we can pick a few tomatoes. Crimson Crush. These are. So they're resistant to blight, which is important late in the season, because you see there's a lot more tomatoes coming here, and they'll go right through into September, October time. Some tomatoes which aren't resistant to blight, then they'll all go mouldy, and you have to be making buckets of green tomato chutney. But last year, every one of the tomatoes ripened without them getting blight, so that was a success. Can't promise that every year, of course. Now we've got some very nice Calabrese here. I shall call this Sarah's Calabrese because she grew the seedlings. So we've got several of those. I'll just take a couple. Remember, these were the sort of catch crop. So every alternate one is a Calabrese, but then in between we've got some purple sprouting broccoli, so that's going to remain, and that'll produce its heads in about February next year. So yeah, so this lovely Calabrese was just a bit of a catch crop, really. Now that was the purple sprouting broccoli. Some more of it here, look, and this is an important point, really. It's thinking about, we get carried away with everything we can produce in the spring and summer months, but what we really need to think about is producing some nice vegetables for the winter months and perhaps the early spring next year. Those are the difficult ones to really cover. So yeah, the purple sprouting broccoli is one of those. These cabbages here, this is called the Killerton cabbage, and that will go right through the winter. On the far side there, look, there's some Swedes which are just coming up, so they're doing well. And what else have we got? Oh, parsnips here, look, there's a whole row of parsnips running here. So they've been going for a long time. They'll go right through the winter. some Brussels sprouts there, some Savoy cabbages. They're not doing quite as well as I'd hoped, but I think they'll probably be all right in the end. Maybe some odd things as well. This is a Hamburg parsley here in amongst the parsnips, so that also creates a root, a bit like a parsnip root, which you can eat in the winter months. So yeah, it's important to think about what's our food going to be in the winter, and not to get too carried away with everything that we can produce in the summer. Yeah, well, leeks of course are an important late autumn right the way through the winter crop. So we've got some leeks in here. They're in where the potatoes were, as are this Florence fennel here. That's something that not everybody grows, but it produces a big fennel bulb, and those are really nice in stir fries. That'll go right through till Christmas time. Well, that's not a bad vegetable collection, is it? So I'm very proud of that. Yeah, remember, these are the summer vegetables now, so this is the easy bit in a way. Those winter vegetables will come on support us. I think the other thing is, yeah, grow what you like. Don't grow things you don't like. So that's a series of grow your own videos done with PACE, Practical Actions for Climate and the Environment. I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. If more of us grow our own food, it will mean less will be imported from abroad. There'll be less carbon emissions from all those aircraft and lorries bringing that food to us. It's very satisfying as well to grow your own. It's good exercise too. So I hope that encourages some more people to grow their own.